Hey guys, it's Shannon. I am sitting here in my office trying to figure out some things today. Um, we did our morning show, and that's uh, that's at the parakeets. Sorry, we have two parakeets and Pee Wee over here. Pee Wee's my dad's bird, and he's waiting for me to play him some music. Um, and then the parakeets are just I'm talking, so they're talking. um, so we've already had a full day. Um, and I was sitting here thinking, well, I haven't done a blog in a really long time. And I thought, when you do a blog, you want to talk about something you're good at. And, and then you start to think, what am I good at? what do I have? What thing? And I'm like, no, there isn't anything. So, I'm good with birds, which is so funny because I always say, as a kid, I said, I will never have birds. I loved seeing birds in the sky and stuff, but my parents had like cockatiels and like Pee Wee. Yes. And I just was not interested whatsoever. And now Pee Wee and I we have to do kisses in the morning, and he wants to see me go because he wants to learn how to do that. So I have something to do now. Anyway, so I'm good with birds, but life in general, not so much. I'm trying to figure out. I've done these blog things forever, and I do them in hopes of trying to share a journey of life and the ups and downs, and how I get through them, and whether so you can see if I'm doing a good job or where I'm screwing up, so you can learn from my mistakes. And I've made so many, it's not even funny. But I feel like there's so many things that all of us go through that are a lot alike, and that we we're not alone. Let's put it that way. And so Bruce and I, we've been trying to do this farm thing, and it's a whole lot harder than we thought it was going to be. The amount of work that it takes to take care of all of the birds, and then when you're doing quail and you're hatching and all of that kind of stuff, there's a lot to it. And then especially when you go into breeding special birds like silkies and frizzle silky mix type things, it's more work. It's it's not as easy. The birds aren't necessarily popping out of the shell and just like He-Man birds, like you get when you hatch Rhode Island Reds or something like that. You're kind of like big old monster birds, But what I've noticed is I can't keep up with my house. My house is like, my mother and grandmother and great-grandmother would be horrified because this house, they grew up in, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's beyond disgusting. And there's no way to do it all. And I, with my fibro and my husband's many endeavors in his job experiences, he has so many balls in the air, as you would say, that it's impossible. If I were to say, okay, you have the outside and I have the inside, I still could get just the inside done, but we share the outside, and the inside's my part, and it's a lot. So, my goal is just to keep the bathroom clean. I don't think the floor in the bathroom's been clean in forever because, I finally got the birds out. We have a bird room now. We've got a lot of roosters that we need to rehome, and so I've got to go online and talk to a few people with that and find out where they're going to go, and it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot. But I've also noticed that there's a lot of people who just, who have just the normal daily grind, who are struggling also, and feeling like it's a lot. It's overwhelming. People who are young didn't have what we had when we were their age. We had our cost of living was less. Our homes were less money. It was they're having to work off of the same amount of money, basically, and but without being able to afford anything because everything's 4 times the price it used to be. And so it's frustrating, and it causes depression, and so we have a lot of young people who are depressed because they can't seem to figure out their way through life. I mean, it's just overwhelming. They have this idea, and it's a very evidently common thought with some of the younger people, that, if I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. And it's this just passion for life is not there for them because everything just seems undoable. I've got 4 boys. They all have kind of their niche. They all have their things that they love to do, and their passions for life are completely different. I don't think any of them want to have children because they feel like it's too much work, and that it's bringing them into a lot of mess because they can't afford it. I mean, they're thinking so much more logically than I did, because I was just like, yeah, let's give it a try. And, fortunately everything worked out, and I have some beautiful young men who are just kind and hardworking, and I couldn't ask for anything better, And I've told all of them, look, you don't have to have kids. I don't need to have grandchildren. If I have one, fine. If I don't have one, fine. I don't, the things are hard, and I don't want them to feel obligated to do something that they're just not ready to do. And so, but it's for these young people, it is, man, it's got to be frustrating because, my generation raised our kids with soccer and football and band and all of these things. And all of those things required a lot of work from them when they were young. But you felt obligated to put them through them all because it was like, well, my friend is in Boy Scouts. Well, my friend is in, and so you did the best that you could, and you put them in all the different things. And that they wanted to go into, and where when I was young, I said I want to be in Girl Scouts, and Mom said we can't afford it, so no. And that was just, and we don't have the time and whatever, and that was just how it went. And I got to do dance because it was free through my insurance and stuff, but the young people now it's a little different for them. Marriages don't look like they last. uh, they're not able to find those relationships that work, and then they're scared to commit to them because what if something happens, and there's just so much, it just seems so overwhelming to them. So and I know that there's a lot of people who sit there and say the millennials this, that, and talk about the kids, like they're spoiled rotten. But you know, I guess I kind of see it in a different way because I listen to my my sons. I've watched them go through depression. I've listened to them go through all of these different things, and the world is different than what we had. So, but also, there are adults who are going through depression, and I can't, I don't think I know anybody who isn't on some sort of antidepressant medication. So, there's that. Um, so, I'm not good at any of this at all. Relationship wise, I have a lot of people who are just the coolest, most precious friends, and I have got some amazing family and cousins that I keep up with on a regular basis and are just awesome. And uh, and then there are parts that I fail at, and so there's and I think we all have that same thing. I haven't talked to a single person who hasn't had that same sort of situation, either at some point in their life or going on just regularly. Um, but I get up, and like yesterday, I had a really, really bad day. Uh, no energy, felt absolutely awful. And then at the end of the day, my shoulder went out, um, and it was frustrating, and it was, I just go in the room and I watch Netflix, and I just tell my husband, this is all I can do today. I need to rest. I just have to rest. I've got to give myself and my body a chance to recover from just daily stuff. And sometimes we need to do that. I don't know that he ever gets a chance to rest. I don't think the man could. If I said, stay in this room for a day, there's no way he could do it. He's just not that type of person. He has to be moving. He's too busy. He can sleep. He can sleep well. I wish I could sleep like him. Um, but Mother's Day's coming up. My boy's birthday is coming up, same day. They were born on Mother's Day. Best gift I ever had was all of my children, but best Mother's Day gift was that Mother's Day. My dad was a sweetheart and drove me to the hospital. Drove us all to the hospital, and they were going ahead, and he was in like the hallway where he could have seen through the doors to watch the birth. And he stood up and he kind of looked over there and he said, "Oh, hell no." And he sat down and he went into the waiting room. He was like, "Nope, can't watch my baby go through that. There's no way." And so my mom and my husband were there with me. But I thought it was so sweet. Thank you for the dust. Um, they're playing. Um, but I thought it was so sweet. My dad was, there's a lot of times that we don't, he didn't do a lot or wasn't there, and boy, that man, 5:30 in the morning, that man was up and come on, get in the car, and so I was blessed to have had, I was blessed to have had a lot of that. I mean, and I miss my dad. And my mom too. So, Mother's Day with all of our kids and all of this stuff instead of, uh, tell your kids what you want, you know, and be honest about it, and don't, you know, if you want, my thing was, okay, well, you can get me an antique rose bush because mine died. It can get me you can get me pond plants. You can get me goldfish for my pond. That's fine. But if they show up with a bar of chocolate, I'm good. Because it just it's just the world is there's so much negativity right now that geez Louise, people are just screaming and losing their minds, and it's kind of like, this house, Bruce and I rarely argue, and when we do, we just it's kind of even quiet when we do. It's because it's just, without all the chaos we have around us, I think that our solace is to go on the front porch up here behind me and sit on the porch swing and just talk. Maybe have a beer, maybe eat pizza or whatever. And, just one little area that is not chaotic. Find one little space that is not chaotic. And we all need to chill the hell out because, everything is politics drama, masks, wear masks, don't wear masks, take videos and try to tick somebody off and get it on video, challenge a police officer, blah, blah, blah. All of this stuff is what these young people that we had are having to deal with every single day. We didn't have that. We had bikes on the street, mom and dad, maybe both parents working, maybe one person working. Dad worked 9 to 5 or something like that, or whatever. We had dinners at home, not restaurants everywhere. We ate at home. We had rooms to clean and friends in the neighborhood to play with, and it was so different than what they have now. And so we need to chill some things down somehow. We've got to chill some things down. And so if in your house you've got some sort of drama, politics or whatever it is that you are just all worked up about, just chill it out. If you've got kids, and give them a peaceful place to be. Our house is chaotic a little bit, to the point where when our kids come by, it's kind of like they don't really want to come by because they have to deal with all the chickens. And so we're working really hard to make it to where the backyard is chickens, but everything else is not. And so we're working towards that to try to still make this place a place they can come and feel safe, loved, and like they can tell us whatever. And we're going to be there for them. And if we need to help them, then we help them. And that's that. And I think that we all need to start getting that mindset, because these young people are just struggling hugely. We have had in the COVID stuff, in the time we've had COVID, we've lost so many family members. Most not because of COVID, indirect, or not directly because of COVID, but indirectly because of COVID. Whether it be, my dad because he had an aortic aneurysm and chose not to get it fixed because of COVID, or I don't know if they wouldn't fix it, or he didn't tell us. My sister-in-law, I have aunts and uncles who, Bruce has an aunt and an uncle who both passed from COVID, uncle from cancer. I, friends and just a lot of people that we've lost, pets, all kinds of things, not related, pets not related to COVID. But, it's been a rough year, a rough time of it, and a lot of depression, anxiety, and stuff in our young people. And so, and in our, and in us too. Um, so, it's just, like I said, I'm not good at any of it. Um, um, I'm not good at any of it, but I keep trying. And the hope is that I figure some things out and I continue to get better at life, and that my life at some point becomes, I have a beautiful life. I really do. I really do. I have an amazing husband, beautiful home, awesome kids. Um, my faith is just strong, and God is everything to me. Um, it's why I put that on my wrist, because the word beautiful has a lot of meaning to me. For a lot of reasons. And it has always been a word that has been used in our life. Thank you for more more chicken fluff, parakeet fluff. It's a word that was used a lot in my life because my grandmother was beautiful. My mom was beautiful. My mom had a beautiful house, partly because I decorated a lot of it. Because before, that house was strange looking. um, there's a lot of our family was just consumed with that word, consumed with that needing everything to be beautiful. Themselves, their home, their life, everything needed to be perfect. And, now I almost never wear makeup. Today's Friday, so we had our Friday morning show, so I have makeup on. But I almost never wear makeup. My house is almost never clean. No, my house is never clean, ever. It's always chaotic. And yet, there is beauty in my life that goes beyond all of those things I grew up with. That make sure you wear makeup every morning, get up and put makeup on every day so your husband doesn't leave you thing. Who believes that? My mom did. She did. And then she left my dad. So not sure where the lines go mixed up there. But anyway, but who believes that, and who tells their daughter that? But she felt that was important to tell me. So why was that such a huge thing for her? Why was, she literally felt like if she wasn't beautiful, and if she didn't have a beautiful house and do everything perfectly, that the world would fall apart. And so when she did leave, her world did fall apart. I mean, just exploded into pieces. And the poor thing couldn't. She just completely changed into a different person. So I think that was her obsession with. I think beauty was her obsession. I think it was her downfall, because it was not an internal sort of thing. It was an external thing. It was all about the outside appearance. And she felt like that could hold everything together. And that didn't. And so, yeah. So that's it. That's, that's all I have to say. Like I said, I'm not good at anything. The things that I'm good at is finding beauty in the chaos. And I'm good at birds and some crafty things. I make really pretty Santas. So, anyway, that's all I have to say. I haven't done a blog in a while. I didn't want to type anything up, and I had some things I need to do here in the office, and I thought, oh, look, the computer's right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this real quick, and then check my mail and stuff, get that done, and see where my day goes. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and really try to bring down the anxiety and the stress and the pressure and all this stuff that you may feel in your life, or that you're showing your kids around you, especially your little ones, because we don't, we need those little ones to be playing and making a mess and having fun, and not seeing us freaking out. And so I hope that some of y'all take that to heart, if you're going through that, and especially if you have any kids that have any kind of symptoms of depression. And that's it. So you guys have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.